If I want to watch a TV show on a big screen, I'll just buy a bigger TV. Even then, I wouldn't watch this garbage. Hi, welcome to the Silver Spleen. My name is Johnny Cash, and this is my review of Line Walker. Line Walker, the series, was a wildly popular TVB drama in 2014. So, like Triumph in the Skies and Return of the Cuckoo, it gets a big screen adaptation. And like those other movies, it's a fat, steaming pile of shit. I know what you're thinking, but the trailer made it look so good. Yeah, it does. A trailer would make me look good. The trailer also makes Line Walker look like a serious drama. But Line Walker, the movie, opens with a chase scene that can only be described as wacky. And I really do mean that's the nicest way you can describe it. Pedestrian, insultingly shallow, appealing only to the lowest common denominator, could also be used, but I try not to be negative. The relentless mugging on display in the chase scene makes the Three Stooges look Shakespearean by comparison. The early part of the film sets up a conflict between characters, with foreshadowing that is solid black. We see the two characters, each sitting in a car, and the cars are facing opposite directions. Wow. Do you think these two characters are going to come into conflict? Do you think they oppose one another? Is a bear Catholic? Does the Pope shit in the woods? Oh, never mind all that. Besides, there is a bright side to narrative that is so easily understood. TVB doesn't get enough credit for their truly expansive scope of philanthropy. Not content to just produce television that even the mentally impaired can follow, they make movies that do the same. I'm even tempted to think that they hired a mentally impaired person to direct this movie. Jazz Boone, I'm not sure why, but somehow that name makes me feel like I should be offended on some level. In the great excremental tradition of the mentally ill, keeps flinging melodramatic narraturds that hopefully would stick to the screen in a vain effort to add some opacity to the absolute transparency of the dramatic facade of the film, but it doesn't help. There's no dramatic tension in Line Walker because all the reveals, when they finally show up after excruciatingly tedious, drawn-out ploys for tension, have already spent all that time being more obvious than Paris Hilton's waxing habits. The only thing that's opaque about this story is the aforementioned foreshadowing. When somebody tells a person, the next time I tell you to run, you must listen. Do you think they will? The next time I tell TVB not to make a movie that sucks fruit salad out of a dead frog's ass with a straw, you think they'll listen to me? Exactly. Look, I actually don't enjoy dumping on TVB ad nauseum, but quite frankly, they bring it on themselves. Now, in fairness to the people who made the movie, a lot of the car stunts are really good and very watchable. It was also nice to see local movie stars shooting on location in a place like Brazil. Because let's face it, Brazil is one of the few places on Earth that Louis Koo could look pale.
I gotta watch my friend here. He's gonna stick his tongue out to that girl.
It was nice to see Clara Lee in a bikini. She's gonna need a chiropractor in 3, 2... Candy Chang made the most of a small role, and I wish that she was in more of the movie. At least that way, Line Walker would have been a little more watchable. I almost walked out, because I just didn't care about any of these people or the story. A gratuitous flashback that should have taken about 10 seconds takes several infuriating minutes. In another scene, two people are standing together. One of them is struck by a bullet that passes through him, and the bullet then proceeds to bounce off the other person. Who knew that tropical linen suits are made of Kevlar? Who knew that you could have a Jade Lung cameo in a movie that made me feel worse instead of better? Probably the same people who refuse somehow to acknowledge that it's the 21st century and keep portraying female characters who are serious, capable professionals in terms so insultingly chauvinistic that it makes the ghost of Edith Bunker blush. Line Walker is a constant barrage of implausible melodramatic nonsense, broken up by segments that go out of their way to insult the audience and women and anybody not in a coma. It's just awful. This movie stinks, and that's just my opinion. If you want to watch this movie, see a doctor first, because maybe you got something, wrong. If you want to watch the movie, go ahead. You might enjoy it more than I do. I mean, anybody would enjoy it more than... That's not my point. Go watch it in a cinema. If not, wait until somehow you can otherwise pay for the privilege of seeing this film. I don't like this movie, but that doesn't mean you should steal it, so don't do it. When it gets released to home video, I'll update the description with a link where you could buy a copy of a Blu-ray or a DVD. If you enjoyed this review, tell me. If you didn't enjoy it, tell me. If you think TVB is wonderful, seek professional help. If you enjoy my reviews, please subscribe to the channel. Thanks for watching. I'll see you again soon.